Taylor Greene and President Trump. The Georgia Republican says she's been receiving death threats ever since the president criticized her on social media. Friday night, the president issued a long statement on social media saying he is withdrawing his political support for the conservative representative. Greene was once one of President Trump's most reliable allies on Capitol Hill, but she recently broke ranks with him when she called for the release of the Epstein files. In a social media post, Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote, quote, "I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety, as the hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world, the man I supported and helped get elected," end quote. The House is expected to vote this coming week on possibly releasing the Epstein files. To talk about this topic and all the week's political news, we want to welcome back to the show KTV political analyst Brian Sobel to talk about all of this. Thanks for being here, Brian.
Absolutely, Allie. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, let's start with the story we just mentioned. What is behind the rift between Marjorie Taylor Greene and President Trump? And is it really about the Epstein files, or is there something else going on?
Well, I suspect there's more going on than just the Epstein files. That's been an ongoing story, and she's been a proponent of releasing the files. But if you read between the lines, there are other things obviously at play. And what you're seeing really are two very similar people in many respects. You know, huge texters, social media. And even if you look at the length of those texts, it's inordinate. It's way too long, and so they're going back and forth. And what it really speaks to is that Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene and these others have all these problems with other people, and they work them out in the public for some reason. I suspect at some point, honestly, that these two will come back together and make up and be friends again.
Maybe not unlike their rift earlier this year between Elon Musk and the president. There was some discussion about her possibly being interested in running for a Senate or governor's race in Georgia, and that President Trump kind of indicated she wouldn't be a good candidate for that. Do you think that has something to do with their disagreements?
Yeah. No. I mean, you're putting your finger on it. There's always more to these stories than just, you know, one incident, one thing. What she indicated was that she didn't have access to the president as much anymore, and his answer was, "I've got a lot of business to attend to. I can't be on the phone with Marjorie Taylor Greene every day talking about issues." So, you know, it sounds like a bunch of hurt feelings, and in the bigger picture, I think, and especially out here in California, you know, doesn't matter a whole lot to people.
Let's talk about the Epstein files. A vote is expected on the House floor this week. Greene and a handful of other Republicans are among the 218 lawmakers who signed that discharge petition calling for the release of the files. But even if the House passes that measure, there's doubts about whether the Senate will take it up, and certainly whether the president will sign it to actually make it happen.
I think the files will be released sooner than later. There's just that kind of pressure. Democrats think that they may have a smoking gun with Donald Trump in their sights. Republicans think they may have a smoking gun with somebody like a Bill Clinton in their sights. There are probably no winners in these papers. We're talking about a pretty disgusting individual who did bad things and was aided by a woman who is serving 20 years for her role in it. I don't know that any Americans care one way or the other about what happens with this story in the long term, except for who may be mentioned in those papers. But again, I think they'll be released.
Do you think it affects the midterm elections, or it remains an issue in the midterm elections, now less than a year away, or do you think there are other issues that will dominate between now and then?
Well, you raise a good point. I mean, a lot of what you see is tailored to affect people's opinions before certain events. So the midterms are certainly something. It's the reason why, going back a little bit, why Nancy Pelosi, as an example, did not announce ending her great career before Prop 50. I mean, everything is timed for maximum effect at the ballot box. So this whole Epstein thing is designed by people to get maximum impact, either for Republicans, for Democrats. Everybody's got a dog in the fight here.
In an op-ed in Politico, we want to mention what's going on with our governor here in California. That op-ed declared Governor Newsom the, quote, clear frontrunner for the Democrats running for president in 2028. He has not officially declared he's running, but we know he's already held rallies in Texas and other places. Where does his non-campaign campaign go from here?
Yeah, the non-stealth campaign is full on. He has been looking at the presidency now for quite some time. You have seen him travel to various states to speak at rallies or forums or for different reasons. He has gone to, as an example, South Carolina, where the first presidential primary will occur. He is, I think, going to go out on the campaign trail in the midterms to, again, give people around the country a chance to see who he is. So he's been running for president for a while, and so there was never a surprise. I was being asked over and over again months ago whether he was running for president, and the answer was an obvious yes. Really
quickly before you go, do you think he has a chance?
Well, yeah, sure. He has a chance because if he mounts a national campaign and receives the Democrat nomination at the convention, then he's the candidate. Having said that, you know, he has a lot of issues that he's got to deal with nationally about California and things that went well here and not so well. And so he's got to make his case to the American people across the country. And that is a tall order because people around the country have their own people they're looking at or very different views from Californians. And so that's going to be a challenge for him.
All right, Brian Sobel, political analyst with KTVU. Thanks for your time this morning.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
You too.